Hi guys, it's Dominique from 7th Bone Tailoring, and I'm here today to do a quick tutorial about how to kind of adjust your sweatshirt to make it a little more customized and a little bit better fit. I'm going to put the zipper here today, and we're going to kind of just cut into it and make it spread out so then we can adjust it, make it kind of hang open loose on our hips. And you can just get these at your local store. Get the kind that are closed on one end and open. And then we're gonna just draw our line. So that's where the end is. That's where our metal piece is. So we're gonna go a little bit lower. I do a lot of things by eye because I've done it for a lot of years, so I try and measure with my hands a lot. So it's gonna be about 1 finger shy. So we're just gonna cut right in. Scary, but can't do anything if you don't actually get started. So when we sew it, this will be up here and it'll get hidden. And then these little tabs will get tied under. So to get started, we're gonna put right sides together and we're gonna go ahead and put some pins. One thing you have to keep in mind when sewing with sweatshirts or knit is that it's really stretchy, and so it's gonna kind of wiggle and move around. So it can be a little tricky, but as long as you keep everything pinned, it'll stay where you put it. So I'm just pinning straight along, lining up the edges, and I put a pin up here to keep it where it needs to be. And then the ribbon that zippers have a little texture to them. And so if you look really close, you can see that it kind of goes and so it makes a straight line. And so I usually pick one of those to sew along. So I'm gonna pick the closer one here so that you only see a little bit of the ribbon. I'm gonna set my machine so that the needle is farthest over, and that way I can just sew right next to the metal and I don't have to change my foot. So a little back stitch. You can take your needles out or your pins out as you go. There'll be a little bump from the seam here, but Bernina can handle it. Okay. Now that I'm getting close to here where the zipper head is, it's gonna be kind of tight with the foot. So usually what I do is I leave the needle down and I unzip my zipper. Which sometimes works, sometimes it's a little too tight. This time it's a little too tight. So we're gonna take it out and unzip it back. And now when we sew, it'll be right there and you won't have a bubble because of the zipper head. So we'll put our pin back so it stays exactly where it was. Okay. Now the other thing I like to do is fold the tail under so that when it folds, it's already hidden. So we're gonna fold it and then we'll do that stitch again. Clip all of our threads. So now we have a really good start. So it's starting to come together. We're going to do the other side, which is where it starts to get a little bit tricky because we have this tail up here. But we're going to mark across our zipper where the waistband is, which will help line things up. And mine is striped, so it'll be a little trickier. But the saving grace is that they're not actually touching because we're gonna see the zipper teeth. So as long as we get the basic green band lined up, it'll seem pretty good. Most people won't notice if the little stripes in between aren't perfect. So we're gonna pin it again. And it's easiest for me to always kind of have it from the face so you can see and make sure that the teeth are right and that the zipper didn't get twisted somehow, because I put in zippers where I put one leg in twisted, and it's really frustrating when you have to undo a whole half a zipper because you weren't paying close enough attention. So what I'm gonna do is open it up just a little. So back to our initial cut. What you do for the bottom is you cut a triangle that goes as wide as your zipper. Not there, but just the actual zipper. So my opening is about 1/2 inch, so my triangle base is 1/2 inch, and then I just triangle out from my center cut. And that way, it'll finish off nicely on the edges. So we'll tack that back up. Now it's a little easier to do my other corner. So now I'm going to close my zipper so that the zipper head is out of the way. I'll finish going. The other nice thing about sewing on sweatshirts or knit is that it can be tricky because it stretches and moves around, but it can also be forgiving because it's not going to pucker in the same kind of way that a woven would. So come back and do this edge. So now we just have to finish up here, which is our little triangle. Basically, we're just gonna tuck under and do a stitch straight across. And then I'm gonna do a quick top stitch to kind of keep everything in line so that these aren't kind of wiggling out when I have it open. And it's good to go. So from the inside, you just flip it out, and that little triangle you cut, you'll pin out. And on this one, you can see the triangle is from the white, and then I'm just going to sew along that line with the green. I actually might trim these so that there's a little bit less extra things poking me. So it looks nice. And then we'll add our top stitch, which will keep everything in place. And honestly, top stitches are nice because it kind of distracts from, if that line's not perfect, then you have your top stitch and people just kind of see that. I'm gonna put my needle back in the center. And then I generally like to just kind of follow the foot. So I'll put the foot at the edge of my sweatshirt fabric and just follow it all the way around. We'll do it in 3 parts. So here we have our finished product with a zipper that works fully and it's secured in place, and so it'll always stay kind of open in a pretty way and not showing you the inside. And when you put it on, it'll just kind of slide, and if you have a little bit wider hips, it kind of just slides over them instead of catching, and it's way more comfortable and cute and fun. Thanks for watching. This is Dominique with 7th Bone Tailoring and BerninaWeAlso.com.